see how it works. It works. I know it works. Now I'm just trying to get paint on it. So, and I don't have an air gun and I don't want to get into that much painting. So I'm looking for rattle cans that have the colors I want.
Exactly.
So
just let me know when you find a good Tuscan.
Okay. All right, we gotta get rid of this.
Good evening.
Good evening. Everybody new coming online, Ed Davis and Glenn.
Good evening, everyone.
With a little picture of me, I don't see how many are here, so, but I'm here and I'm trying.
We've got 10 so far, Clem.
Yeah.
Tom, are you using your computer or are you using like a phone or an iPad or something? Oops, you're back on mute.
How's this?
There you go.
Now I got my finger on the thing.
All right. Are you using your computer or are you using some kind of tablet?
I'm using a stand-up screen.
Yeah, you can switch. You can switch probably in the upper right corner. It says view. You can switch it so you can see all of us at once, and rather than just one picture at a time.
There you go. All right, but you're still the big picture. So, and I spilled my soup, so Sandy's not talking to me.
Uh-oh.
Clean floor today from the cleaning lady, and I got soup on it. So I'm here. I'm trying. As I said, I went to my eye doctor today, and they've decided my eyes are all better. So 2 weeks from now, I get new glasses that aren't blurred, and both have pyramids in them, so that I can look at the end at the right direction when I'm seeing a train set. I've been trying. Speaking of my auction, which I wasn't, I've been trying to buy back one of the engines that I sold. I sent the guy a secret email, and I guess it's secret, nothing. So yeah, kindly Miss Sandy said, we'll just send him some money. So we sent him some money, nothing. Now I got no engine and no money. So it's that orange Olympic kind of thing, 12-wheeler. It's too ugly to be left out in the open countryside. So it was on eBay, and I'm hoping. I'm criticized for trying to am I allowed to show you that something that's not train related?
Yeah, this is open mic, so you can do whatever you like.
I was forced to go to a car show, and the Sully car show. We had 394 cars and 17 flea marketers, and one of them had a Meccano toy. Can you, what do I need to do to show this thing?
Up there, look at that. Wow.
Excellent.
Well,
Very
it
nice.
Looks like it's early erector set.
It's a mixture of erector and Meccano. The wheels are fairly new erector. The frame is erector. The snoot is clearly Meccano. The body is early sheet metal. Little red plates have been bent over with a big hammer. So it's Meccano. It got a boat tail on the thing.
Look at that thing. That is cute.
And the guy said, well, since it's you, Clem, I'll just reduce my price by 50%. And I said, sold. And it's it's political in nature. You turn the hand wheel left and the wheel goes to the right. You turn the wheel to the right and all you get is straight. So must be democratic, right? And there's no sign. It does have a scuff plate in it underneath it. So anybody think I did wrong not to buy it?
Like a prize.
Looks nice.
I'm very pleased. And running the trains last night just did my heart good. But as Ed knows, I'm struggling with my legs, so we're going to have our show here in a week and a half. And Ed has been doing a wonderful job and working with these folks. And you're going to get lunch, Ed, right?
It's true. I conned them out of providing box lunches for us.
Yep.
That was hard to do. I had to say, please.
Uh,
They're a
well,
great organization. It's
I'm still learning. And we're,
it's Erickson's home.
Sandy's gonna pick
seems
up
like-
lunch for she and I on the regular menu.
Good evening, Wayne, and
Good evening, everyone.
Hey, Wayne.
Hey, David, how you making out up there with the rain and everything? I see there's some flooding going on.
Yeah, sure is.
How about by you?
Yeah, water,
Water?
water. Plenty of it.
Yeah. All the animals okay?
Yeah, they loving it.
They loved it.
Yeah, they love it. They got no worries. Hey, how the
Just
tank
tromp
cars
around in the
coming?
mud.
Wayne.
Well-
How are the lifesaver cars coming?
I've been researching chroming
Oh, gosh.
and I've gotten some sample stuff and everything like that. Toying with that idea.
Wow, instead of just paint, it actually chrome the dome in the ends
And the tank itself,
and the tank itself.
and then paint it over it. So I've talked to a few people and working on it.
Wow.
We'll see. We'll
And
see.
yeah.
Because I just don't think that paint might be strong enough, on the aluminum. So we'll see. We'll see what we can come up with.
Cool.
You doing, Wayne?
Clem, how's it going? How's the new place doing?
you're on mute again.
Thanks, Ed.
He's been having trouble on and off here this evening.
How's that?
There you
Now I
go.
can hear you.
They can see me and hear me.
Yeah.
No, that's a mess. We ran, Kurt sold me some 5-rail track and a loop. And I put found a 38 that ran, and then I found some O-gauge 4-wheel passenger cars that were painted yellow. Repainted yellow. And a Bing ambulance passenger car with a big red cross on the top of it. Original Bing paint about 1910. Made a great consist. Crashed just like the regular stuff that I run, so. I tried to run a Markland steamer and it wasn't ready yet to run. Ken's got to my first 3 videos. Sandy says they're terrible, so I sent them anyway. I have an airplane. I have a flying cow and a flying pig. And yes, pigs fly. And overhead, there's a C-130. Now what happened to me? I touched nothing. Now I got, I'm gone.
We still see you and hear you.
Hear you. You're doing good.
Oh.
Good evening, Walter and Jonathan.
Hi, guys.
Just so everybody remembers, Ken did start recording this a few minutes ago, so.
So don't talk about anybody.
Don't say nothing bad.
So careful what you say. Might see it on the evening news or something.
It really is in this world. I'm in the doctor's office sitting next to Joe Dokes. Turns out he's an F-100 pilot in Vietnam, an F-106 pilot in his real life. And he knew a dear friend that was flying F-100s. So we're just sitting there talking like we're old friends.
Hmm.
He told me
Well,
the F-106 was easy to fly. I figured that's probably a lie. It's a Delta wing and it likes to crash. It likes to get behind the power curve and then tip off on one wing and then disappear. He made it.
Good evening, lad. About 16 online now.
I got your picture, Ed. If this is working, I'm not going to touch any buttons.
That's a good idea.
Always a good idea.
You guys are easy. And thank you again for the tank car. Norm came by to see that tank car, Ed, and he said, my name's not on it.
How is his name not on it?
I'm not in charge of me. I was complete surprise. He said, my name's not on it. He just happened to have a signature pen on him and he wrote it where he wanted his signature. So, and I thanked him. So who else is not on it? I'll try
We
to.
had it out the morning of the meeting because we didn't have time before that.
Yeah, well, it was a big surprise, man. It just watered my eyes. I didn't do nothing. I got you guys a couple of tables. The best table still was out in the damn rain at the Reliance, huh?
Oh, my gosh.
Colder and shit. You can't say shit on TV, can you? Old,
Recorded
rainy.
now.
And Ed,
There
were
was
you
some
there?
cold meetings there.
Man, were
We
you there?
did.
Ed,
Beat our butts off.
when that start? 7 o'clock something, Wayne?
Yeah, we
We're out
started
there.
early.
This is an extension of an old time bar. They had a heater and we had Chris and we couldn't get the heater running and everybody's bitching. You remember that day, Wayne?
Oh, yeah.
And what
Oh,
pulls up
yeah.
and parks right outside there? The beer truck.
Yeah.
Great big 50-ton beer, number 53 beer truck. Whew, we were trying to raid the thing. And that's when Jim Waterman stood up and said, I think I'll make a J. Does anybody want one? It was cold and Miss Sandy was grumbling. And I thought there's an opportunity to strike. Because she had been host on three runs on the J, 2 runs on the J. And she said, go ahead, Clem. She's not listening to me. I'm okay. I'm checking with her. She's reading her book. We're safe. Your secret is safe with me. What a surprise for the J. And the J will be there, Ed.
That's what I'm hoping. I've put enough space on that tabletop layout to let it run well with the long coaches. So.
And you want state cars? I hope so.
Whatever cars you prefer. I love your streamliners that go with it.
Well, Ed's got one, right? A streamliner of mine. Norm has got one.
I'm not sure.
I think he may have Oogly or he may have Thunderhead. I think it is anyway. I'm missing a couple of them.
Lots of people coming online. Welcome, Rich, Joe, Steve, Craig.
Hey, Steve, how's that Canadian Pacific doing?
Well, it runs great.
It looks good. It looks very good. You're lucky those engines made it out there.
Yeah. Now, I've talked to Jim and I'm definitely having some operational problems. The wheels on the passenger cars he bought from Henning,
Uh-huh.
and there's about 6 of them that were assembled with the outer part and the center plug off center.
Mm-hmm.
So they wobble pretty bad.
That shouldn't be too hard to fix.
He's sending me some wheels.
Yeah.
Waterman is online. Mr. Meyer.
They're in the mail, Steve.
Yeah. No, and luckily out in the backyard, we were able to get it to run for quite a while without derailing. but it took a couple of wheel changes from stuff I had in the box.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I think that square rail stuff is harder to run stuff on than the round rail.
Well, the one we had the most trouble with actually was on Eric Nissen's tubular track.
Oh,
That's the one I don't think we ever got a full lap.
yeah. No, I'm sorry you got so many crappy wheels. I went through the whole rest of the bag and I found another dozen that were out, what I'll call out of spec. So I'm gonna talk to
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Henning about those things.
So, yeah,
Okay.
hopefully that'll take care of it.
Yeah.
We're got another club meet here in a couple of weeks and we'll try another shakedown cruise.
No,
I like
prefer
those
the
videos.
400 I prefer the 400 series wheels, but I can't get them right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things is those wheels that you have that you're using, they're very thin.
You know, they're the American Flyer wheel.
Yeah, they have very thin faces, and
Yeah.
if you've got any kind of a track flaw, it'll try and drop a wheel.
Yeah.
And when you got track that, like what we do, we run at shows and stuff, so that stuff comes apart, goes together, comes apart, goes together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Continuing to see lots of new faces. Jeff Meyer and Steve Hartman and Craig McDonald, Randy Satzler.
Lots
Everybody's
of good
online.
friends.
Great. We're up to 26, so we're about to spill over to a second screen.
Wow.
Don is online. Don Huvanian. I'm mispronouncing his name, sorry. Say hello, Don.
and
Yeah,
if I
so-
lean out of the way, Jim, you should recognize that thing on the mantle.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. It's the monster, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the prettier ones. I don't know if you saw that one that Stout's putting up. That's pretty
Yeah.
rough. It looks like an early Harman. A lot of the details are kind of pre-Bob Thone. Has like a
Yeah.
single stack. Has the tanks under the tender. It's missing some stuff. And yeah, a lot of those engines were sold as kits, and I've bought parts from at least 2 kits that never made it out of the box.
Now,
So I think that's one of the ones that barely made it. I mean, it didn't even have the second side rod on them, so it's pretty rough.
Now, what about that GG1? Is that got 3 4-wheel trucks under it?
Yeah, it looks like it's 3 builder locomotives. I was going to ask if they all have armatures in them, because they, and David Kars is on, and in the book, it says that the middle drive was idlers, but that one clearly looks like it has 3 builder locomotors underneath it. I asked if you look again, I asked Katie to have some pictures of the undersides of both engines put up, which she did. So
Oh, she did? Okay, I didn't see
yeah,
it today.
she did it. I mean, it's not it's like 2 pictures that kind of cover the the GG1. It's not one picture, but you can kind of tell the split line.
Mhm.
So David, do you have one of those? David Kars?
One of what?
Forney GG1.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I
there's
Rob has one. I do not have one.
on Facebook, apparently it's Katie's sister-in-law or I'm sorry, daughter-in-law put up some pictures, said, what is this, guys? And she put up, there was a Harman Hudson and there was a Forney GG1. Actually, the Forney GG1 is actually pretty nicely finished.
Yeah, they were. The cabs were pretty nice.
Yeah.
The builder locos were kind of large drivers for a GG1, but
Yeah.
they felt good.
Yeah.
Was that shell done by Forney or was it somebody
Yeah.
else?
He made them. I've got about 3 or 4. You might have seen them when you were here that are in partial stages of construction. He made them out of sheet metal, and then he used a lot of auto body putty to make the round and sanded them. It must have been a tremendous amount of work because they're just, just
The lines on it look
auto
good.
putty.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
a
it does end up looking quite good. It's very long.
Yeah.
I guess that's gonna be on the September 29th auction.
So they're looking for some input.
Yeah, I
I
asked Katie,
catalog it.
I said, Katie, how much more stuff you got like that, you know? She
Look it
just-
up in the book, it's there.
Yeah. So she put a blurb out on the auction. There's no postings yet, but
No, there's no
they're
pictures.
usually 2-3 weeks out, so.
Is it somebody's collection that we know or?
Yeah, I forgot the guy's name. He was a TCA guy who passed away recently. I'll have to look and see. She named the name. But I think most of the other stuff that he had was O-gauge stuff, so.
Hmm.
Of no interest to any of us, of course, right?
I have a friend that made me a couple of custom pieces. One was McKean and 2 trailers. Now these are in O gauge, and a Southern Pacific blimp. And like what he did with what Forney did with those, although this guy used, you know, the corrugated downspout tubing you get at Home Depot
Yeah,
and stuff
really?
like that.
Yeah.
Well, those are what the shells are made out of.
Oh, boy.
And then it's just bondoed the hell out of them to make.
I tell you, there's a million variations. You know, Clem's on, he's seen them all probably.
Yeah. Portholes were
few of 'em.
bingo. Yeah, the portholes are clear bingo chips.
Wow.
You know, the ventilators on top of the McKean cars are actually the rubber feet, you know, that you stick under something to keep them from scratching.
Yeah.
You know, he got real, he's an artist by trade, and he just got real creative.
That follows my rules of homemade trains. Anything you can slap on.
Yep.
Thank God for super glue.
There you go.
Yeah,
Or whatever you had back then, you know?
super glue and Bondo.
Yeah.
You remember that big orange loco that I had, Jim, with 12 wheels?
The atomic engine,
Yeah,
it's
It's
on
back up.
eBay.
it's back up for sale.
Yeah, it's, Max bought it, a Champion, and he's got it on eBay. He actually sent me an unsolicited offer on it with a discount. And I said, Max, I just got too many projects. It's cool, but. So it's
Well,
there. It says,
I sent him money the other day. I've heard nothing.
oh, you're buying it back?
Trying to.
Oh, good.
Miss Sandy had a blink in her train of thought. And I jumped on the blink.
And you seized on it, yeah.
And I sent him a private motion message, nothing. So
Yeah.
we spent $340, something like that to get it back.
Huh.
He paid $2.25 for it, and I didn't. It's just too ugly to be out there in the public, right?
I know, we have to protect
Gotta go
everybody.
back in the closet.
Yeah, just protect everybody's eyes.
Yeah,
It's kind of like me, better off hidden.
you're
Well,
looking
most
good,
of us, you
dude.
know. It was a,
So
well,
now you guys are gonna buy the engine and make me suffer, is that right?
yeah, exactly. You know, I bought a guitar to punish my mom, you know, that kind of thing. Anybody have anything else that they want to talk about for this meeting? You guys ready to go to bed?
I'm ready to go grab dinner,
Oh, dinner, yeah, right.
but I'll let it run as long as you guys want.
Cool.
Thank you, Ken, for all the good work you've done for us. We couldn't do this without you, bud.
I'm thrilled. It's so great to see everybody. Yeah, we don't live near each other, so it'll be once every 3 or 4 years. Otherwise, this is just so great to be able to do it more often.
Hey, Jim, what's your spacing on your display shelves?
I think it's 8 inches. You know, because I got some stuff that's a little taller. You know, I wanted to make sure, like for the, you know, the Harman engines and the Haynes, all their stuff is like the standard scale, which is like 126. So there's like 6.5 inches tall. So I'm doing nominal 8 inch because the shelf's about a 1/2 inch thick. So it gives you, you know, like about 7.5 in between. You can go tighter, but I mean, if you have a lot of small stuff, you can go tighter than that. But that's what I'm doing.
My
Okay,
stuff
thanks,
is-
Jim.
My stuff is 8 inches that I've just done.
8 inches. Yeah, and
Background in
usually
mine is white, yours is yellow, which is perfect. If
You've
it's a
got,
dark wood, you can't see anything. You just have if you have it, down around 6 inches, 7 inches, it's just colored logs on a wall. You can't see them. You need some space around it so that you can enjoy the piece.
You have, you build like what, 3/4 inch pine shelves?
Yeah, my, the wood shop here, the system they have here, they say, Clem, we'll build your layout, we'll build your walls, shelves, we'll do this, that, and the other, and there they show it up, here it's done.
Wow,
We'll have video next time.
yeah. I've seen the pictures. Nice room. Looks like it came out really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Need the name of the guy that has my, what's that engine? The orange engine, Olympic, you call it?
Oh, the atomic engine.
Atomic engine.
Yeah.
Max, somebody?
Yeah,
Max
champion.
Yeah.
I'll email you his email address, Clem.
All right, let me see if I can,
You may already have it, but
Sandy's not where she can hear me. Let's see if we can expedite that thing coming back home, because I need that thing, right? Please say yes, Mr.
So
President.
Clem, you're gonna end up buying back everything you sold at auction?
No, but just one,
Just this one,
just
just this time.
the one made, the whole set made by used Boeing airplane parts hurt. It
I
was,
don't know whether Andy Smith made it back on. One of our younger members. He bought this engine that he's looking for somebody to help him kind of fix it up a little bit. It's a very nice 462. It looks like it's mostly made from scratch. I think it uses a couple of like Boucher like side rods and things like that. But like a hand built trailing truck with like a real leaf spring on it, with all the leaves are individual. It's a beautiful thing. I think it's all brass, a little bit of wood. It's powered, but the cab has fallen off. It was kind of half soldered on. I said, well, that's an easy thing to fix. But he was going to show the photos tonight and kind of look for help. I turned him on to Serge Sanchez, who is very, very good with sheet metal. The patina on this thing is such that I suggested to him, why don't you JB weld the cab back on with, epoxy and save the paint, because it really looks cool. He's got brass drivers. I mean, it is just a pretty thing. I was hoping he was going to be here to share the photos with you. I don't have them at my ready right now. Really neat piece.
it's something Norm should look at.
Yeah, Norm could do it too if he wanted. I know Serge is he seems to be a gun for hire these days, and has done some beautiful work. I don't know. He did this guy for me. This 2500. This thing was a basket case. It was an engine that John Devanzo from Pride Lines was using as a pattern because he was going to reproduce the Blue Comet set. And it is a Blue Comet engine, but it had been repainted and the cab was crooked. It had been damaged and it had a strip gear. It had a broken frame. It answered to the name Lucky, but he did a beautiful job of taking it all down and repairing it, getting it running, painted it, just the finish on it is just, it's hard to tell in this light, but it's a beautiful engine. So that's the kind of work that he does. I know of several other instances like that. He does the work like on a workbench. It's his ability to make sheet metal is only equaled by Norm, basically, but he's, like I say, he's a gun for hire. He's looking for work and he does that stuff all the time. One of the things that was not shown tonight, one of our newer members, one of my newer customers, had a General Trains streamliner that had a bunch of busted up trucks and stuff like that. And he wanted to do two things. One is get it powered. He talked to me at York at the breakfast to see if I could build him a drive for it. And I said, I forgot somebody else stopped by and said, well, why don't you get with Serge and just have him fix the General Trains drives and keep it original, which is exactly what he did. He was gonna, and he put a third rail shoe on it so he can run it on 3-rail track, because those were two rail standard gauge streamliners. But he actually got 2 different streamliners up and running with Serge's help, who, you know, basically replaced gears and wheels and all kinds of stuff on those drives. So he's very, very good.
Yeah, we'll have that in the October meeting. I got a nice video and stuff of it. Just,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, owner couldn't make it, so.
Yeah, the one he has, the yellow one, is a pretty rare piece, the late model, because it was two or three different versions of the General Train Streamliner. Every time a artist rendition came out from the Union Pacific, they copied it, and it turned out that that was not what they built. You know, it was not an M10,000. So they gave up after 2 tries, I think. You know, okay, that ain't right. Okay, that ain't right. Well, we'll sell what we can, and we're out of here. But I think the market for 2-rail standard gauge was pretty small in the 30s, so didn't sell a whole lot of them. But it is a cool streamliner. It's like something out of Buck Rogers.
Is there a room for Mark Boyd? Is there room for an article on what some of these guys are doing and what's going on? Or we got it covered by Dave's book? Or
You know, it's a great thought. I've thought about in the past. I think I floated the idea of talking about guys that still build trains. You know, and you know, we could put a good half a dozen in there between Joe Mania and Serge and Carl Needlinger, Dan, David Kars, myself. You know, there's still a handful of us that are still Joe Finelli. There's still a bunch of us that are still building stuff, basically cottage industry stuff. I thought it would make a good article, so I'll have to roll that one by him. I think for a while there, they really weren't looking. They thought they had too much standard gauge stuff in the quarterly, and now it's been a while. So he's, you know, Mark's been looking for articles that cover standard gauge.
what
I
do you think,
do.
Mark?
I do. I can always find space. As a guiding light I give to people, shorter is always better than longer, because it's easier to find a space for it, and I can always squeeze stuff in. I've been trying to keep stuff large because I think as we age, our eyesight needs that.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is-
got it.
You know? But yeah, I love to have it every time I get a quarterly completed and in the mail. Then I start sweating it and say, okay, now, oh gosh, what's going in the next one? And I worry, and then stuff ends up showing up, and I have stuff. Right now I have a good amount for October, but January I'm not crazy about my choices yet. So
Okay.
what can I tell you?
Hey, which issue do you cover Christmas stuff in?
That's the January issue.
All right, maybe what we ought to do is get with Kirk. He's well documented that winter tour Christmas layout. That's just spectacular.
Yes, that would be excellent. And I
Yeah.
usually try to make sure it's in your mailbox by the first week of January, no later. I prefer the week before that, but there are some issues with the post office that delay it. So it seems to work best if I target the first week of January.
Okay, cool.
Well, what about doing a multi-part builder, current builder series?
I'd have to see it, yeah, whatever it is. Again, the shorter you make it, usually the easier it is to find a space to put it.
Yeah, I think, Jeff, maybe a good idea, like a couple of like 2-page articles, something like that.
There you go. There you go. That's it.
Keep it short and sweet. Yeah.
Some people think that they need to send me 10 pages. Honestly, that takes a lot of work.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, two pages is a good size.
Yeah, the new quarterly has a bunch of really interesting articles in it. Different.
Nice issue. Mark, nice issue.
Can I tell you the story by Scott Druhut on pages 24 onward About several months ago, he sent me some pictures of his collection that were like this, and I never got a text from him. So I sent him an email and I said, boy, I'd love to use your pictures, but I need a story to tell with that so people understand what they're looking at. So he sent me some more pictures, and they were even better than the ones he had sent me before. And I was very, very impressed. In fact, Jim Burke, when I talked to him this evening, that's why he wanted to talk to me, was about that, because he wanted to contact him about it, because it looks like he has an incredible collection for only being a member of TCA since 2018. My goodness, look at that. All those European stations and so forth. And I don't know if it's, gauge 1 or 2 track, whatever he's running. But anyway, I was very impressed. And so he was surprised that I was interested in his pictures, but I needed a story to go with it. And so I think he ended up very happy with what happened with it, because I thought it was a wonderful collection. And usually we see stuff like that from in the old days of on Ward Kimball's layout, but here's a new fella doing standard gauge or 1 gauge or whatever it is. I'm not sure. I don't remember now.
It was
Well,
one gauge, I think. It was a great article, Mark. You could get something like that from Kurt Lindvig and Joe Casio. They have, I think Joe must have a couple hundred pictures of Winter Tour 2022. And
I was impressed from the pictures that were sent to me. I saw those and I thought this would make a great article for that, because it was, it showed the season, and that's what I need. Yeah.
yeah.
But
And,
a story explaining what Winter Tour is, us fellas out west here aren't as familiar with it as you that live back there. You know about it with the DuPont family and all that connection. I don't think that many people know what that's about.
I think it'd be a lot of interest and a great article.
I concur.
And Kirk also has some videos that were taken overhead by his son to get the overall. There'd be some really stunning photos that could be put together.
Sorry, I don't mean to repeat myself, but if I didn't mention it earlier, when I was corresponding with Scott about this article, and I mentioned to him about SGMA, and I said, do you know about, I guess he did, but what he was talking about, I thought, boy, it would be a great connection for him, because if he hasn't been a member of TCA for very long, and if he didn't know about SGMA, I thought there was a lot he could learn from our group here. Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah. And us, him too. As you talk, send us an email or something and invite him, and we could put some of his stuff on display on the SGMA layout. So gauge 1 works close with standard. If he'd like.
That's a very nice invitation. I will send him an email tonight. Yeah, I should make myself a note. Yeah. Thank you for that invitation. He may appreciate that. I hope. You want me to have him contact you?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the modulator organizing that, and I can give him some information as.
All right, I'm going to write myself a note right now.
Cool.
Hey, Mark,
Yes.
what would happen if we asked for 2 pages of every quarterly SGMA news?
Standard gauge.
I think that would be great, because I think I have to tell you, I'm impressed with this group, because you seem to be just a little bit younger demographic maybe than some of the other people that I see. And I think you have an energy because you're doing stuff. And that's what we need, is more people doing stuff in this hobby. Yeah.
We got a bunch of hard drivers. I'll tell you what, some hard working.
No
folks.
kidding.
Jeez.
How you do, Jim, what you do?
Oh, well, maybe I'm one of them, but like Wayne and Kirk and you and
You're in a laid back town there at Mullica Hill playing trains.
Yeah, I mean, just
That's where my 28 Ford came from, was Mullica Hill.
Yeah, Well, and I remember where your 40 Merc came from.
Sure. Well, Jim and I went to the same school, not at the same time.
Yeah.
You can see how he turned out. You can see how I turned out. I think I wasted my time.
Hey, just a random thought, the next time that you're doing a show where you're running the standard gauge,
Yeah.
have any of you guys converted the ready to play to standard gauge like we did on our west coast?
I have not, but it's pretty cool how easy that is to do, right?
It's super easy. And what's nice is that we throw those plastic trains on, they're battery powered, hand the kids the remote and get them interactive, get them
Yeah.
interested in standard gauge.
Just need to get some more kids at York, that's all.
Well, I was just gonna say, Jeff, watching the crowds from April, there's not many children coming through at York. It's mostly adults and a few teenagers and that type of thing, but
We had some on Saturday, but we were like, by the time they came around, found us.
Father and son, what's their names that have taken over? They're really excited and they're really pushing. They had 25 this time. Normally we get about 100. You remember the names of them, Jim?
Of who?
The two guys, the father and son that are running the kids corner at York. The way they're full of excitement.
Yeah.
Mark Dixon in the fall, you should stick your nose in, hear from them. It's just all kind of kids talk that you'll just love.
What
Yeah.
about the other shows you guys do?
Mark Boyd, I'm about to send you in a few minutes, a chat message with my contact info direct.
Okay. Let's see, how do I do chat? There it is. Okay.
Yeah, that beaver. Talking.
Well, I hit the wrong key and you got a dud message.
Yeah, I see. I said one, yeah.
Oh,
SGMA.
geez, what's wrong? I can't do a return. Excuse me.
You want me to give you mine?
I'm gonna say, hang on a minute. It's coming.
Never make mistakes, Ed. Mark,
If I had to type for a
never.
living, I'd be dead.
Technology. I hate it. If you haven't read my editor's column.
Oh, I have. I love your articles.
It will get you my pet peeve with the emails. They are not trustworthy.
They're not. No, and you're,
Anyway, there's all my contact information in the
Okay.
doc. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can. There it is.
Okay, great.
If anybody's interested in one of those, was it ready to run trains? I've converted one of those already. I have a set.
It's the
It's
Ready
a
to-
battery powered. It's
yeah,
only a 2 gauge. You just have to spread it out.
2-inch gauge, yeah.
Yep. I've got one that I did already. It runs on standard gauge really nice.
Kirk had
Yeah,
Thomas
that's very positive.
at the winter tour, and it survived until I dropped it. He had to put it in for repairs. Fell off the edge of the table. Was I ever embarrassed?
Occasionally Lionel blows out. The current blowout they've done is the New York Central set is really nice. They're little F units, and then the construction set's a bright yellow. And those things, they just run and run and run. 5 rechargeable batteries though.
we at Eastern at down here. I guess it was Eastern Division or no, it wasn't York. We put together for our division some trains for the kids to play with, and first day and everybody's scared and what's going on. There was Dan Danielson's grandson was there. He's like 7 and he was running handhelds, and some lady's looking at the handheld, looking at the place, and she leaves her 4-year-old boy there for just a second, turns her back. Dan's grandson has got the kid holding a handheld running trains. And the mother was just, she says, oh God, I'm gonna own all this stuff. So yeah, well, you can do that too, but the kid is doing good. We all just thought, we're on the right direction.
Clem, you've been feeling pretty good? You doing all right?
Yeah,
And just
yeah.
one other announcement, Mark, and for others, Norm and I will be probably having something, a couple tables in the Red Hall. We haven't gotten our registration yet, so.
Oh, I got mine last week here in California.
I mean,
I got one too.
the badges, I haven't got the badges yet.
Oh, no, yeah, I got the registration, yeah. Okay.
We haven't gotten confirmed, but usually it works out pretty well. There's usually some extra tables in there, so that's another place we can contact.
So you gonna bring any good stuff to sell?
Yeah, there's a couple of odds and ends of stuff Norm has around. Norm, you can talk about what you're doing. And we've got a Buddy L fire engine to sell, so.
That's
odd
on the table, right?
standard gauge and a couple of odd O gauge sets.
Got an O gauge roundhouse and turntable. I'm gonna take off I'm gonna convert my O gauge into a standard gauge later this year, I hope.
I was thinking about doing that too. But I got all the O gauge accessories, the powered ones, the kids like to play with. So
Norm and I have almost completely gone over to the dark side.
yep, yeah.
Love having it, let me tell you. Sandy says I can't have tables this fall, so I'm trying to figure a way around that
Gonna go?
decision. Nah, the good Lord willing, yes, I'll be there.
Good.
But
Down on you.
Clem, you're welcome to share a little space with us.
You can hang out.
You're very kind. I got some unmint. I'm now finding out as we continue to unwrap it, that there's more shit here than I can fit in a 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag,
Yeah.
But it's called good shit. That's
So
French for
Clem,
you, Mark. Good shit.
you just tell Sherry you need to put the shelves up in your bedroom now. Your bedroom.
I got and I got a neighbor next door with a porch that she's not using. I want to go out my window over to her porch and do some more running. And Miss Sandy is not impressed with that idea. So good luck.
Did I hear you refer to those as unmint? Is that what you called them?
Yes, sir. It's an official. Remember, I'm standards committee. I can make up that shit. I'm number two.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Well, I'm old military. We use a lot of knots.
Yeah.
Not today, not tomorrow, not over 500 feet. Well, how high can you go? Well, not over 500 feet. I don't want to know that. I want to know how low I can go. No, a lot of the stuff is not. It's a hard way to think. I'm positive. Miss Sandy is not impressed with trains in the bedroom or her den or her kitchen. You
There
guys
are certain boundaries, Clem, yes.
Yeah, Stomper. In my early days with Ed, we put Ed had a nice set of sheets, and Stomper was on the sheets in the track running. And he started the sheets on fire.
It did. I have the hole in the sheet to prove it.
You want to tell the guys how that happened?
Oh, it was just a short, and bam, there it was. And there was a piece of metal in the tabletop. The sheet was jumping from the track down to the metal on the table.
Let me do Ed better. You had two transformers plugged in, and one was left positive, and the other was.
Oh, I guess that's true. That was the real cause. It was
the
a
real
nice
problem
big
is
spark.
the ties were liking each other. So if the tie between circles touched, got a little spark in there, and then it was right there was a wrinkle in your sheets. Never have a wrinkle in your sheet. And
Great. Stomper's had quite a storied past. I was really happy, because we pulled it out at York and wasn't running, and the boys took it apart and got it working.
Stomper didn't run at York.
Well, it's been rehabilitated now completely.
Well, when we first pulled it out, it was not running right. But Norm, I guess Norm, you and I think somebody else was working on it, right?
I didn't work on it up there, but I've
Chris
worked on
did a
it
lot of
since,
work
and
on it there.
it's
Oh,
been
Chris.
refinished, yeah.
Chris
It's got a,
Bogus,
it's got a
kinda-
headlight now too.
Whoa, get out. That's hot stuff.
Do you have it, Norm?
I think you've got it back.
Oh, no. You think?
I've got a couple other things to bring back to you next weekend too.
Looking forward to it.
I got the streamliner and then that little switcher unit's done.
Hmm.
Yeah, you might not have known that, Clem, but Chris Bogus spent quite a bit of time getting Stomper back in running condition. I think before you got back to the layout. So fortunately, yeah, it lives again, but it needed a few things.
Mania worked on it for a while. I added the brush holders are kind of shaky.
Yeah, he had like a pocket full of old train parts. He just kind of threw them in the shell, and everything seemed to work fine after that.
Y'all know what we're talking about? Y'all know what Stomper is?
Oh, yeah.
You got a picture of Stomper?
I don't think he's on right now, but
Going to dinner.
yeah, Stomper's a homemade engine, but he weighs what, about 30 pounds, and he's an 040, kind of a kind of looks like what you say, a New York Central profile engine.
New York ugly. It came from Dick
Sort
Trickle.
of.
Mark came from Dick Trickle via Win Becker and Eric Trickle. They said Clem has got to have this thing, and
Right.
I'm right. If I'm not mistaken, I've forgotten my armatures. Do you have on a commutator? Is it an odd number of segments or even number?
Well, generally it's odd just to
yeah,
go self-starting.
yeah. Well, this has got like 17 or 19 segments of this thing.
Yeah.
We think
yeah.
it came from a pre-war variable speed, some sort of drill. I mean, it's got some horses. It's only geared to one set of drivers, and of course, I had a little Bravo Sierra to the thing, so it picks things up. Norm will be looking forward to seeing it.
I think they
Well,
use like
it's got the brush holders are fixed and it's got a headlight in it now and it's got the wheels gauged properly
wow.
and it's got some extra weight on one end where the drive is too. So
I
it's
mean, that
been
thing had like
rehabbed.
there's like plate for the sides of it, right? It's not just sheet metal; it's like plate.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
I gotta bail, gents. Thanks for the invite again.
All right, good to see you. Take care.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm heading out too.
See you in 2 weeks. Norm, Ed.
Yes.
Ed, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, we got to deal with that.
Man, how are we going to do that? Oh, be strong.
Well, we'll have a memorial discussion and for Rick, and his funeral will not be until end of August when his daughter gets back from a cruise. She's in the Navy, and this is a friend of Clem's and mine in the O-Gauge Club that died suddenly on July 3rd. And
It's just terrible.
shock. Sad. He was only 68. And he was carrying a lot of the work for the O-Gauge Club, so it's been a scramble to get things rearranged. But the show goes on. He would want that.
And Jim, his daughter Claire is a graduate of Stevens, as you and I are.
Yeah.
And she's now a Nuki Poo on what big deck? On a carrier anyway.
One of the carriers, I don't know which ones.
Yeah.
One that's in dock there in San Diego right now, I guess.
My older son went to Stevens too. My son Jim. Yeah. He's smarter than me. He's better looking and he's nicer. So yeah, he's got all that going for him.
Okay, folks, I'm going to
Right.
wrap it up too.
Yeah, I
You
think
guys
so.
take care. It was good to see everybody.
Yep.
And,
Yep. Fun times again. We'll see you all at York. Hopefully
yeah, we'll see everybody at York. Okay.
sooner. Yeah.
Yeah. God bless everybody.
Good night from George.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks for joining, Mark.
You bet. I wouldn't miss it. I almost did though.
Well, just don't be late next time, you know, you lost 2 points on that one, you know.
I got you. I'll make them up next time.
All right.
There you go. Bye-bye.
We love your work, Mark. We love your work.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Get some standard gauge behind your head there and before we're done with this.